in 2023, the Colts selected Anthony Richardson with the 4th overall pick, and he became the starter for the Colts in 2023. He played in 4 of the first 5 games. He suffered an injury that caused him to miss the 3rd game. He came back, but in the middle of the 5th game, he ended up suffering a season-ending injury. And the Colts were stuck to deal with Gardner Minshew for the rest of the year. In real life, they went 9-8, just missing out on the playoffs. And of course, Minshew was just a journeyman backup pretty much. Anthony Richardson, his first 4 games as starter, had 7 total touchdowns. He was kind of cooking in those games. So you gotta wonder, if he kept on playing, could he have helped the Colts make the playoffs or do better potentially? Like a wasted season that was just missed out on. Well, that's what this theory is going to be. What if Anthony Richardson didn't get injured in 2023? So here we go. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if? An NFL theory. So in 2023, Richardson, in the 4 games he's played, he had 7 total touchdowns. Now when you do the math, average that out to 17 games. If he kept that pace up the entire 17-game season, he would have almost 30 total touchdowns, which is pretty good. I think that's even better than CJ Stroud did with the Texans that year. So if Richardson did get injured, how would the Colts do in this scenario? Well, I compared to what, based upon his projections each game with the math, to how Gardner Minshew played in the games he was playing instead. And, well, it was all over the place. In some games, Richardson would not play as good as Minshew and would lose some games instead. But he would also win games that Minshew didn't do good in as well. So in the end, when you compare his average stats, which was almost 2 touchdowns a game, to the rest of the schedule, the Colts almost stayed the exact same thing as they were in real life 2023. Almost, I mean. Because there's one game where Richardson come in, made a major difference. And that, of course, was the season finale against the Texans. Of course, in this game, both teams were 9-7. The winner would have won the AFC South. And Gardner Minshew did not play good and infamously had a dropped pass on 4th down, not far away from the goal line, to potentially have gotten the Colts a win still. But with Richardson here, he would win the game for the Colts instead. So what happens? The Colts are now 10-7, and they not only make the playoffs, they win the AFC South. So in the wild card round, the Colts now host the Browns. It will be a rematch from Week 7 when in a wild, close game, the Browns hold on to win the game. Now, of course, we saw what happened to the Browns when they visited the Texans, a team they also beat early in the year, and then they got throttled by them in the wildcard round. I think the Browns implosion would happen once again, and the Colts would beat the Browns, which sets up a divisional round matchup with the Ravens. And just like the Browns, the Colts and Ravens also play each other in Week 3, with the Colts winning an overtime upset, as the Ravens kept shooting themselves in the foot in that game. This game was hard, really difficult to pick. Because, yes, the Colts did beat the Ravens, and they always usually put up a good fight when they visit them in Baltimore over the last, 10, 15 plus years. But I do remember the fact that the Ravens, especially Lamar Jackson, cooked in that playoff game where he put up 4 total touchdowns. That's going to be probably very difficult for the Colts to beat. And I don't really trust their defense to do it. Nor would Richardson, I think, would be good enough to beat that. So I think this time around, in a tough choice, I think I would pick the Ravens still to win it. And with that, the rest of the playoffs remains the same. But hey, Colts making the playoffs, beating the Browns, maybe put up a good fight with the Ravens, and Richardson potentially having the best rookie season of all the quarterbacks in 2023. That would be a good sign for the future, maybe. Just a what could have been. But hey, it's just a theory, an NFL theory. Thanks for watching, as it was nice to finally get these 4 short ones out of the way. And now I might soon start trying to either get to some of the bigger ones I have, or maybe get to work on a newer one that I started working on recently. Alright guys, see you all next time.